Hello again, muscle machiners. So we have, I guess, model number 10 from the regular line of muscle machines. And so I like the packaging and the fact that you can actually inspect the model before you buy it if you're at retail. And there's not too much, well, you know, that base is always the plastic. I'm looking for a date. I don't see one down here. Sometimes in the older ones they had it there. Here are the other things in this Wave 2. And it is officially licensed. Yeah, so I'm not a fan of this because, you know, it doesn't actually hold the... You can't screw the model to it. It's just weird, I think. I think they could have used that plastic to make the model better instead of giving you a stand, a worthless stand. So 1933 Ford 3-window hot rod. So we do have some images here, of course. Granted, they don't have the crazy blower. So these are all customs, of course. Those are really interesting wheels. I rather like them. Yeah, can't hold this. But yeah, this one has very foreshortened windows compared to that. And this one has like steelies like this thing has. And I'm assuming this is what it's supposed to look like from Ford. It's a 1933 V8 3-window, right? So they just chopped the fenders off, put different wheels on, but it looks like maybe this is chopped sometimes. Well, anyhow, I'm not a hot rodder, so but I do like toy cars of them. This is not a metallic paint, it's just like a, boy, the camera looks like it's lime green, but it's not lime green. It's just a light green. Like a dark mint green, I suppose. Anyhow, it looks like the windows are just, yeah, they're just painted. There's no separate piece or anything like that. There's glossy black, that's fine by me. On the rear, it does have a license plate. I thought I was going to have to add one. What does this say, though? Oh, Muscle Machines. That's smart. Right. I don't know why a lot of brands, they just leave. If they print stuff that has no way to promote the company making the model. So it's smart to print your own brand on there. You can see the wheels. They're really nice. They're like a copper-colored stamp steel wheel. It's interesting. I've never seen copper wheels, but they look cool. 5 lug nut details. I suppose those are supposed to be openings, but... And then the Firestone printing is really well done. The tire is bulging out like a balloon, old school style. It looks really nice. Same with the front. The staggering of the height and the width of the tires is quite prevalent. You can see here they printed 1933 Ford here on the oil pan and painted that as well. And then some silver, and then a separate chromed headers just pumping out right into the atmosphere there. So that's nice. The differential details and the drivetrain. Yeah, the drive axles look alright. It's funny that they have 2 tiny screws so close to each other. There's actually 4 screws holding this thing together. Seems, not sure why. I guess this is probably holding the engine down. This might be holding the body down. And yeah, for some reason they just wanted to get around this because I guess it's part of the casting. Interesting. It's raw plastic down here. It's not painted. But it's a pretty good match. It's not too far off from that. Alright, we do have some Fresneling on the outside of the headlights there. And nice ribbing here in the grille. All chromed plastic. And then you can see the engine was probably chromed plastic, but they painted the pulleys silver. And they painted the belt black, of course. And then you have, what is that? Distributor, I think. Maybe the distributor cap. Some ribbing here. Sadly, it would have been cool if it said Ford, right? If it's licensed, they could have done that. But maybe they share this engine with other, like Chevys and stuff like that in their line. So, yeah, more details here. Some plumbing. And then we have some red in the induction baffles, or whatever those things are called. I don't know what that is. Some sort of contaminant, or... Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, it actually has taillights. I didn't even see them from before, but they're tiny taillights down here. Okay, and some black paint as well in here. A pretty deep recess. Some sort of bolt opening details. Yeah, it's actually interesting. I kind of wish they actually made a version which is a normal sized engine. Or maybe one without the engine and actually just a cowled hood. Just a hood like those first 3 photos I pulled up. That would be nice. They could make some more money if they just offered this with a forget the engine and just mold a color match, color painted hood piece. That would be cool. By the way, all muscle machines generally roll very well, very smooth. They're designed to roll, they're designed to be toys. So here's a 1932, if I recall. Let's see if we can find the text. Yeah, it's a 32 Ford. I think it's the same bottom? Maybe not. I don't know. I think it is the same. This one's running slicks for some reason. Although the front has grooves. Grooved fronts, slick rears. This one's all treaded. Different front grille, totally different engine. So, yeah, totally different canopy as well. And I did add my own license plate to that. So it's a totally different casting, totally different model. Makes sense to buy both of them, in my opinion. Here's a 1950 Ford Woody wagon. What huge, just huge compared to that. Makes sense, it's a hot rod versus a station wagon. Here's a F1 pickup. Yeah, but this is a Pikes Peak winner for its class. I'm sure the fastest diesel truck to go up Pikes Peak in that livery. Very neat. That was a pleasant surprise to learn that was a real vehicle. Really cool is this Mustang. This also is a real vehicle in real life. It says 69 Ford Mustang RTRX. Right, it's hard to see in there, but it's there. I had poster putty to keep the things from rolling. They roll off the display cases. So for me, I just prefer the ones without engines, like over-the-top engines. The real car has pipes, stacks coming out of the hood, so that's why it looks that way. And the real car of this, I think, also has that. But yeah, I just like a hood. You can look up reviews of those other ones elsewhere in the channel. Anyhow, it's the only 1933 Ford I have in my collection. For some reason, I don't think many people are, well, you know what, maybe the American brands are making realistic versions of hot rods. I just don't really care for M2 Machines and Greenlight and Auto World as much as the import brands. They tend to lack details. Mainly I don't like painted on headlights on realistic looking models. But being cartooned, it doesn't really bother me. Yeah, these aren't realistic at all, but the whole car isn't realistic at all. So that's fine by me. Thank you for watching today, and I'm looking forward to some new castings from Muscle Machines sometime.